Welcome to the coffee shop, everybody. Let's do something fun today, like right now, I should have this thing playing in the background because it looks nice. There you go. So anyway, I've been getting a bunch of Zoom calls over the past few days, and I have been reading your comments and messages over here on YouTube. And yeah, I want to let you know that, yes, there are many things taking place on the back burner right now. And why am I playing this in the background? Well, if you take a good look, we're going to start this video by letting you know I'm going to show you 4 things that I have been working on since I've been kind of behind closed doors. If you notice, my candles are a little bit different, right? I've got green, I've got gray, I've got black, and I've got red. So yeah, something's happening with those, and I'll show you what's making that take place in just a minute. But first, let's get to the stochastic indicator. Let me preface this video by saying there is nothing here that is a strategy. I am not telling you guys about strategies. I am simply going to tell you guys about these indicators that I am working on to add to the community. One of which is the Algo. Obviously, there's some other changes taking place with the Algo, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. And yeah, there's just some stuff that I've been working on to test my skills and understand how to see things better in the market. Okay, so let's talk about the stochastic, right? It can be confusing to some people. It really can be confusing to some people. The way it moves up and down, it can be very tedious to understand like what's really happening. I started to develop some strategies on how to read this a little bit better, where you can actually use this instead of the RSI. But still, when you see it, it's still very, very choppy. It's hard to understand because it moves so quickly. And you could change the length if you want, but then it's still going to be kind of choppy. You don't know where the twists exactly are when they're taking place, right? You're not quite sure. I was able to color this one in 3 different colors, so it's actually dimensional now. Like, it's really nice the way it comes out. So anyway, that being said, I wanted to be able to give you guys a little bit better confluence, a little bit better visual, so you'll be able to use this one, or you'll be able to use this one that I'm going to add to TradingView. And they are exactly the same as each other. However, one is made up of heiken-ashi candles, and the color is a gradient color, right? It goes from red, it starts to change to green, it's got this little in-between color, and then it starts getting full green. And then you can see again that this is a bicolor candle, right? It's got 2 colors to it. And what I found out is, like, every time you get this, it's a bit of a pivot candle, or you can call it a support and resistance candle. So you can actually use this to mark things in your chart. Like, here's the candle, right? And it's going to be like right there. Let's do this right here, right? Here's another one back here. Like, here's a couple of them, right? Candles, the candles are coming down into this point. So you just kind of mark that right there. There you go. And you can see how the price just kind of respects that little area real quick. And you got that just by a weird color on the stochastic indicator. You would not have seen that here, okay? And of course, it breaks down through it, and price wants to go up, and it will not go past that line. This line was drawn from this candle way over here. Really cool stuff, right? So as you start to present things differently and change your display settings on your charts and on your indicators, you'll be able to see things that you didn't know were there before. So anyway, so yeah, there's a stochastic RSI plus heiken-ashi candle that will be on TradingView very soon. I'm going to release these things tomorrow. Some of these things anyway, not everything. So that's one thing, right? That's one thing I've been working on. Now let's go into here. Let's wipe this out here. I don't need to keep this up here. You already saw this. It's got 3 colors. It's the stochastic. You can use it because it's just a smoother look to it, right? I'll be putting that up in TradingView as well. I'm going to close that one out. Let's talk about the Algo, shall we? Real quick. You're going to see that it kind of looks the same as the one that you have now, but this one's a little bit more on beast mode. I did add something which comes in very handy. It's different for Forex markets, okay? And if you look at what changes on the screen here, you'll see the crypto exchange background, right? The crypto background. When price is ranging on crypto markets, it's ranging from the 10 to plus 10. But when you're on a Forex market, they really like to hold things tight. So on the Forex market, they do it 5 to 5. So if you're doing Forex trading, okay, of any kind of currency pairs, look out for that +5 and -5 area. So that's not all that's happening here. There's also the highest high and highest low has also been added to this thing. Okay, so you can see your highest high of the RSI and the lowest low of the RSI. And you could change that setting as well. Highest high, lowest low trends, the period. I'm going to set it for like, I don't know, let's set it for 36. Okay, and you're going to see that change right here. Go. There you go. And you see your highest RSI was way over here. Your pivot is just below it and below it, right? You can see these pivots do nice things for you of letting you get in and out of trades and knowing that you're moving in the right direction. You're going to see an extra yellow line here. And you know I like using yellow for the RSI. This is a high time frame RSI. So it plots on your chart. It always adjusts to whatever you had it set to. So for example, you can go in here. I'm on a 5-minute chart, and I think I'm looking at the 30-minute. Here it goes. I'm looking at the 1 hour RSI. If I put up another RSI on here, you can see the value is pretty much the same. And the cool thing about doing this is because I found out something very interesting. Let me set it for 30 minutes right there. The cool thing is because when I had been trying to test out trading divergences just before putting up that video, I kept finding out that divergences keep failing in the trade unless the RSI is overbought or oversold on 2 time frames at the same time. So here is the on-off switch for your high time frame RSI, right? And then you have an overbought, oversold area that shows up just for the high time frame RSI and another one for the current RSI. The reason for this is when they're both turned on and you see both of them overbought or oversold, you know for sure that you have a divergence or that you have a flat out end of the move. It's going to reverse and stuff like that. And that actually happens right here. I didn't plan on this one. Let's see. Here we go. And this one is the current time frame RSI. Okay. Current time frame RSI. It's got a little bit of red color to it. So it's oversold. And if you squeeze out a little bit, you'll see that these other ones are here, right? You can see the high time frame and the current time frame RSI are oversold here. The current time frame only is overbought here and overbought here. The high time frame is moving into that as well. So, and you can see at that point, look, see, you end up with a current time frame RSI goes into the overbought area, but the price just dips down a little bit until the high time frame starts to reach overbought. Now they both are overbought. They're both right here. Okay, they're both at just about plus 15, and that's right here. At that point, the trend is over. We're done for the day, and just everything just starts ranging at that point. So it's a little bit more confluence to let you get in and out of trades and understand how far you can actually ride things if you're doing things with a stop loss, right? So let me see, highest high, lowest low. Okay, and those are pretty much the other things that are being added to the heiken-ashi algo. And you'll notice that mine is a little bit different. The name of it, heiken-ashi algo Pro HTF RSI. That is just because it's a next version of the heiken-ashi algo. All right. So there will be a split. There'll be 2 versions. One will be packed with information, and the other one will have lesser information stripped down because you won't need all that information. Now, on to something very, very interesting. This is the next version of the void. Okay. You all know the bull bear power void. This is the next iteration of it. This thing is killer, like totally killer. It gives you a new type of void where the current void, right, is that center line right here, okay? And what you're trying to do is make sure that you're getting breakout volume of that. Well, it wasn't enough for me. I did get your messages. I did see, the comments that you guys are leaving, and we're having all this trouble about making sure that we could get breakout volume and stuff like that. And most certainly you want to know when the volume is definitely not enough to go into your trade. Well, I did a little studying, and through my analysis of the bull bear power void, I come to find out that the void is not exactly center. It's not always in a center. That's why the void that you have, it has a bit of a it's got a bit of a trend line on it, right? Take this off. It's got a bit of a trend line on it, one on the plus side and one on the downside, okay? And it kind of waves in and out a little bit as there's an expansion and contraction of volume. It gets wider. When there's an expansion of volume, that it gets wider. When there isn't any volume, it gets smaller, and you should be able to break out of your volume a lot easier and harder when it gets wider. But as you can see here, also, this one is getting narrow, right? And price is coming down to the slow end. And this one is getting wider here, and price is just picking up momentum and starts moving down. So that being said, your void is now shifting up and down along the oscillator. So here we go. And this does a really good job of really letting you know that you have breakout volume or you don't have enough volume. And it tells you who is in control. It does a really good job of doing, of letting you know who's in control, because it's also using a volume point of control calculation as well. And that's the VPOC. A lot of people use that as like you all know that poor man's volume, what is that? The poor man's volume point of control thing that you have on the side of your screen. I don't use it, so I'm sorry I don't know the name of it. But yeah, the volume profile, that's it. You guys use the volume profile, or you use the poor man's volume profile. Well, this is doing a good job of letting you know just a sideways view of volume profile. Obviously, you can see here the bulls are really outweighing the bears because they've crossed below the low threshold, and everything's below the upper threshold. So not to get into the details of how the technicalities work with it, but I just want you guys to see that there are things taking place. There will be changes. This is even giving you a support and resistance of volume as it plays along, much like the heiken-ashi algo. So you can see that you get support and resistance on this one, and it doesn't always match what's happening with volume, right? So here you get resistance of price and resistance of momentum. Here you get resistance of, I got the color wrong, I'm sorry. You get resistance of volume. So volume tried pushing down, got stopped out right there. And you can see how price ends up moving up and coming right back down to it. So it's pretty cool. So there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of details taking place, a lot of changes taking place with the indicators, and you will be able to get your hands on those things in the near future. So in the meantime, I'll try and put up some videos that you guys enjoy and will be able to use for your trading fabulous nature throughout the days. So yeah, people, enjoy yourself. Oh yeah, one more thing. This little volume tool, it does a really good job of letting you know when you have bullish volume and you have bullish momentum at the same time. Like right here, see the candles are green. If I turn this off, the candles are either white or black. And now they're green or red. And that's why the candles are 3 or 4 different colors, because this volume tool is only coloring the candles that are relevant to adequate volume. So this area here, this was gray. There was nowhere near enough volume. Even your RSI is ranging, and it's ranging here. This is a range. So you know that when you're in a range, there's nothing to do, right? Nothing to do. You could try range trading, or you could simply wait till you get your bullish volume, or wait till you get your bearish volume. Candle closes, find your high, get in, get out. And yeah, things will be a little bit easier for you guys. I wonder what this looks like on a 1 minute time frame. Let's see. Let's do this, go like that. Yeah, seems to be pretty cool. I like the way this works. You would already know that you are in an uptrend, so you don't really want to take the shorts unless you're doing pullbacks, right? So you want to take the long positions. And if you look at it, the volume pushing price up is a nice long move. So that would be pretty good for you guys to get into. I like how this is working out. All right, people. I'm going to go back into the kitchen of the coffee shop and start cooking up some new lattes. So peace out. See you next time at the coffee shop.